You are now tuning into Out the Box Radio Show. Entertainment at its best. Hot topics, games, and unforgettable interviews. Welcome to the show.
We have a caller.
We have a caller.
Hi, I'm so sorry, you guys.
It's okay.
Hey, it's
How
all
are you?
right.
No, talk about who that?
It's Kat Tat. What
Kat
you
Tat's in the
doing?
building. What's good?
How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm sorry I'm a little late.
You are fine. You are a businesswoman.
Exactly. You out there busy. You making your money. You good.
Well, we are glad to have you. So, jump right into our interview with you, Kat.
Yes.
This is Kat Tat. So
Okay.
Katrina Jackson is from Black Ink Crew Chicago. So let's kind of first talk about your experience, because I want to shift some of our interview into different areas of your experience, not just reality TV, because that's like almost every interview for you. Let's be real. Mm-hmm. But we're also going to get into more of what business you just started recently.
Yes.
Exactly.
So let's talk about how long you were actually on the series for, and when did you leave? When did you leave the show?
I was on the series when we first started. We got the series in 2015. They came across our shop, and they were like, "This is reality TV magic." So from there, everything came about, and then I completed 3 seasons of the entire show. So from season 1 to season 3, I completed.
Okay, season 1 to season 3. Now we are aware you actually did transition to California, and I was watching one of your, I think it was maybe Instagram or Facebook Live. You were doing like a recording from home, I believe. So I recently found out why you actually left Black Ink Crew Chicago, but I don't want to be the one to say it. So let me shift it to you, Kat. Tell the viewers and the fans, what is the reason why you left Black Ink Crew Chicago?
Yeah, if you guys tuned into the beginning of season 4, then you see all that drama that happened with the whole, shop getting shot up and all that stuff. And that incident actually happened when I was in town for filming. I didn't plan to quit the show, but that incident happened one night when I was in town for filming, and that was just like kind of like the final straw.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, the backstory between the conflict that happened most of season 3. For that to happen the one night that I was in town was no coincidence for me. Mm-hmm. And then being that I live in LA now, and I wanted to open up a shop and just had my own dreams and aspirations, it just didn't make sense for me to stay and be involved in that storyline. Like, I'm trying to build a brand across the country, and the first thing that happens is, a shootout in Chicago. Like,
that's scary.
Which is already, I mean, and you're from Chicago, so, no offense when I say this, but which is already an image of Chicago, because people know the crime that goes on there. So let alone do you want to ruin your own reputation when you're starting your own business and you're an ambassador of your own shop.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I mean, the show was a huge blessing. We all were, given a platform to do great things, and it just ran its course for me. It started to become a negative thing, so that's when I wanted to walk away from it.
Mm-hmm. Now, if you could say this and be honest with us, do you have any regrets from your 3 years of being on Black Ink Crew Chicago? What would you say, if anything, that you regret doing?
I have no regrets, like absolutely no regrets. I enjoyed the experience. I, was in my early 20s when we first got it, and I think that I went through a lot of things that a lot of people, girls, guys, go through, and a lot of people are afraid to talk about, or a lot of people get picked on for going through similar situations. So I was happy to be, transparent and go through everything, and just be resilient and just keep thriving through whatever you go through. So it was a good experience for me. Television came back around and wanted to follow where I'm at in my life now, I would do it all over again. I actually have Live With No Regrets tattooed on me. So
nice.
Okay.
I really don't have any regrets. It was fun. The good, the bad. It was all worth it.
Now, you guys did a lot of different activities, events. You traveled on the show as well. And I kind of want to know, based on your experience, what was like your favorite moment or favorite outing that you had while you were on the show?
Favorite outing? Oh, man, there's so many. I don't know. I think the most fun parts were season 1 right in the shop. Like when we had it was, the very first season, but like when we had our 1-year anniversary party season 1, and when we did anything like inside the shop, because that was kind of our natural element, and it's weird because out of all the things we did, like, from traveling to different countries and stuff like that, that was actually more like work. That was the producers kind of putting us in settings and seeing what happens versus us being our natural element and having fun, So it's like, yeah, it's cool to be able to experience different countries and stuff, but under those, circumstances, we didn't really get to enjoy it as much because, it was like work.
So I do have a question. What's your relationship like now with everyone? Like, I know you guys were a family, and so now that you're in LA and you're doing your own thing, you have your own shop. Like, do you miss your friends? Do you miss your family? Like, even aside from all of the drama, still families have drama, friends have drama.
They sure do.
Like, how do you feel? Like, do you miss it?
Yeah, I miss everybody. Me and everyone I'm super close with everybody, except Ryan. Ryan and I are the only ones that are not friends. But me and Charmaine, we FaceTime every single day.
Good.
Me and Van FaceTime all the time. I talk to Don all the time on Instagram. Like, we're super, super tight. And when I go home, I was actually just in Chicago a couple of weeks ago, and I tattooed at Van's studio. Van threw a big old party while I was tattooing, got a food caterer, a DJ. Like, I'm still tight with everybody. They're going to come here. They come to all my events and support. So I'm still super close with everyone. I think, that one Apple is the one that kind of secluded himself. But everybody else is still tight. And Chicago's home. It's always family. Like, my dad's there, my brothers, my nephew, my dog, everybody. So
that's dope.
I miss it.
That's dope.
As you already mentioned, and I know you're tired of hearing this name, so I'm only going to ask you one question because a lot of people ask you about Ryan. We know what happened. We saw the show. But I just want to know in general, like, have you talked to him at all since your departure? Have you been in contact? Have you had any sort of at least reconciliation between what happened between you two and a sense of peace of mind?
No, not really. The situation was what it was. It was super messed up. Like that last episode where I was crying my little eyes out was really like
I was heartbroken.
The last time that we spoke, and then there was no communication. I was very, very disappointed. I was hurt for a little while, more so just from a friendship. Like I said, things don't work out, whatever, but at the end of the day, we were friends much longer, and I thought that the friendship went much deeper. So after that episode, there was no contact at all, and I just, got over it. Like, I felt like I just moved on, bossed up, whatever. And then when season 4 started coming out, and there was so many, I feel like, I don't know, people kept dragging it on, on social media, and dragging him and saying, oh, he's messed up for doing this. I think that's when he started trying to, kind of reach out a little bit. And by then, it's I'm over it. It's been, 6, 7, 8 months and no contact. And now you want to try to reach out to apologize because you're getting dragged on social media? No, that's not authentic to me. But there's no bad blood. It just, I feel like our friendship wasn't ever really that deep, for it to end the way that it did. So it's just been one of those things, just move on and, congratulations to him, wish him the best, and, we can be cordial from a distance. There's no hate there.
I don't know if you still watch the season, but the episode where Nicki Minaj was there, she was like, where's Kat? She's like, where's Kat?
I'm not on the show at all. I have not been in any episodes, but every Wednesday when I get on Twitter, I'm getting all these notifications. So that particular Wednesday, I got on Twitter and everybody was and I was actually doing a tattoo. And I got on Twitter and everybody's tagging me yes, the queen was where's Kat? So then I saw the clip on social media. I'm I'm posting this right away. I was a little petty.
Being that I love what happens behind the scenes with stuff, and what I was very shocked about, of course they're going to show this on the show because it was drama related, let's be real. That's what brings the viewers in.
Right.
When, I believe Jennifer is her name, the one who's with Ryan, when you were at the beach and you mentioned to her what happens, and all of a sudden it just went cray cray. Like she went off on production. And I know you guys may not have seen this. My co-host may not have seen this, but she was throwing bottles.
I've seen
she
it.
was absolutely going insane on production. It's drama filled, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Even though I feel bad for the EP who looks like a dumbass because he was. First of all, we know he probably set that shit up. Did the EP set that conversation up between you and her, or was it more genuine? You just said, "Look, I want to talk to her. I have some things to talk about. Can we do this?"
I mean, that season was just crazy. But the fact of the matter was, him and I messed around. We were messing around for a minute. She was not a part of the show for 3 seasons.
Right.
Him and I are messing around, and then we start filming again. And now I hear that they're back together, and now she's on the show. So unless I'm super shady and secretive, like, it was going to come out regardless. I'm like, okay,
it's going to be
you created this situation. You chose to pursue me in between seasons. Me and you've been messing around for a minute. Now you got this whole situation that you've been pursuing too. Right. And now we got to film together? Like, it was going to come out whether it came out episode 1. And on top of that, everybody knew. The producers knew because, you know, they knew that he was interested in me since day 1. You know, all the friends knew. All the cast knew.
Right.
Nobody was stupid. So it's like he created this and then just expected everybody to just be oblivious. So I knew that it was going to happen that season. All the producers knew that it was going to happen. Everybody knew it was going to happen.
It was coming.
They were just tricky because Ryan wanted to control everything. So he did everything in his power to not let her and I film together. So if anything, the producers took us to Mexico to get us in a situation where they can get us on an island together. You know what I'm saying? So they set up a situation that he would not be able to control.
It was a well thought out plan, I'm sure, because production they take their time to think about how exactly this segment will go.
So they can get that money.
You know, at least to say the cat's out the bag, and no pun intended, Kat. But, you know, it was, like you said, it was coming out regardless. So
yeah, absolutely.
What do you think, in your opinion, what is the hardest challenge overall to you that you face in reality television?
Seeing myself shit-faced. No, just playing. I guess the hardest thing for me, really though, I guess it was hard for a while, the social media comments.
Yeah.
Like, especially season 3. Like, I would get thousands of comments, and I was just, you know, like, at first you want to delete them, but then it's like, okay, people are talking, let them talk. But I guess the more embarrassing, the hardest thing is, just like when I'm looking crazy, like when they kept replaying that scene of me coming out the bathroom looking like Chucky,
why do they do that so
was
much?
hard.
Yeah, I know.
It's reality TV. They want to catch you off
your
game.
They do, but
like,
come on now. I mean, there's a certain number of times you can show that damn scene. You ain't got to show the clip all the fucking
they
time.
show it so many. I guarantee you they played that clip throughout season 3 and season 4 over 100 times. I'm like, if they play this clip one more time.
It's like reruns on the radio.
They wouldn't.
All right, so I want to get into some behind-the-scenes talk when you were on the show.
Let's do it.
Do you have any crazy or memorable behind-the-scenes moment that you had with any of the cast members or maybe anybody on production?
Oh, yes, that's a great question.
Looking for a little bit of juice right here.
Let's see, my crazy.
Oh, she laughing. Here we go.
I love the fact that she is preparing herself before every question.
Right?
And it only makes me be like, what she got?
So I never had any like crazy production moments where I was like cursing out producers or anything. Like, I'm pretty respectable of people. Season 1, it was when 4 and I were in New York, and I don't know if you guys like remember like this little elevator scene, and we went on this date or whatever, and we thought the scene had ended. Like, I remember we were like in like the room, like you know, just whatever, it was about to go down. But we thought producers left. When we looked up, it looked like they left. We thought that they were literally gone. But there was a producer who had an angle where he caught everything that 4 and I did that night through a reflection on another window.
Oh no!
So talk about invasion of privacy. When I went to film, like, the next day, and I, like, walked into the room with the producers, they were just looking at me like they just know me, like, you know, on another level.
They got to know a little bit more about you.
Oh, hell no.
They said that they cut the cameras off and that they really did disappear, but the fact that they had this angle that I'm like, I didn't know how long they were there or what. It was just really embarrassing, you know?
You just know that you just hope it wasn't going to be leaked in the footage.
Right. Oh, my God.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm watching every last second of what you put out there to make sure I do not show and see nothing crazy.
I know, my gosh.
Yeah, so they told me that, you know, they had that, and that was our first season, too. So when it aired, I will never forget just leading up to that entire season airing. I just thought that one episode was going to be my demise because I didn't know what they were going to show. I was brand new to it, but luckily it was G-rated, and it was more behind the scenes. Only they knew, you know.
Especially, you don't want something like that attached to you, like your whole career while you're on the show. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
First impressions are everything.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so while we're talking about filming, right, I want to kind of know, and those of you who are just tuning in on RadioOnFire.com, YouTube, Facebook, you name it, every platform, we have Kat Tat from Black Ink Crew live from VH1's Black Ink Crew. Kat Tat on the line with us. She's been with us for a few minutes now during our interview. Now, let's get into a little bit more of what happens with production. So when it comes to filming, I've worked with Real Housewives. I've worked with America's Next Top Model. Trust me, I know when it comes to annoying parts of filming, and you can be honest. What would you say are these options is probably one of the most annoying parts of filming that you just can't stand?
The most annoying part.
Oh, she got it.
I don't want to throw production under the bus, but this, I have to be honest. Like, I would be lying if I did not say that this is the most annoying part. First season, right? We had a female executive producer, showrunner, right? And I felt like my truth, you know, as far as the business side, like everybody knows that, you know, crazy like the party, all that stuff, I'll own that.
Right.
But from a business side, I've always been about my business. And first season, we had a showrunner who I felt was, you know, more open to, you know, seeing the women's reality as it was. You know, they showed me at the conventions, doing my thing, you know, just always determined and focused, which I was. I've always been about my business. I've never, you know, missed a bill, all that. Second season, we get an entire new production team, a brand new showrunner that is not the same woman as the previous showrunner. And first thing that my storyline is that, oh, I'm not paying rent. And I'm like, that's not real. Like, that's not why, you know, so it went from that. But I'm like, okay, whatever, I get it. It's parts of the show that I can't control. Then third season, what happened again? Oh, they're going to show me in LA, but now it shows me again that I can't afford this rent. And I'm like, it's not real. So that irritated me that, like, first season we have this, you know, woman showrunner. Then second season, I felt like it was kind of misogynistic.
I was going to say,
as far as the showrunner, because it was a false precedent. Like, I've never missed a bill, but they just tried to, you know, I felt like season one showed me in a boss babe light, and then season 2 and 3, they just tried to kind of tear down the woman.
Now, I'm going to ask you one more question about kind of behind the scenes stuff and with production, because when we interviewed on the show last year on Out the Box Radio, we interviewed Robin. I don't know if you know Robin Dixon from Real Housewives of Potomac. But I'm close with a few of the Potomac housewives, and Robin mentions she hates the green screen interviews because a lot of times with different shows, and for those of you who don't know, with reality TV, you think that what you see in an instant of a 30-second clip is actually filmed within probably a whole 8-hour shift, with sometimes a whole day, if not hours and hours of them sitting in a chair in a green screen just being manipulated in front of blasting lights in their face. So, I mean, it's almost like you're a piece of chicken that's just being fried. You know what I mean? Like, literally, you're sitting there in this camera. So, what was it like for you with the green screen interviews? And was that one of the annoying things that you kind of got tired of as well?
Oh, yeah. Green screen. Oh, my God. Well, you sit in hair and makeup for hours. And then you wait for the other cast members to get out, which could sometimes be hours. So it's just exhausting. It's exhausting, and they're not fun. Sometimes they're fun. You know, sometimes they'll put you in there with a producer that, you know, you really get along with and blah, blah, blah. And then other times they're like, it's almost like you're like reading like a script. Like they want you to say things super animated and describe this scene how they want you to describe it. And it's like, dude, I don't talk like that. Like I went through that and I felt like this. And they're like, but no, say it with your hands and scream.
It's annoying. Now I will say, as working in production now, I will say we do have to do that for some of our guests, because some guests are not as animated, or they look like a stick. Like some people just stand there. And it's like, no, have some personality behind your interview. It was very annoying also, because you would literally sometimes they would get a sound bite where you would repeat that what they say word for word.
Right.
So that's one thing I hate about green screens myself, even as being a cast, was having to deal with that and being manipulated to say some things that you just would not say.
Yeah, this is not you.
It's not you or your situation sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like that's just with alcohol. That's the thing with reality TV. There's always alcohol everywhere. So it's like if you're green screen, like, you know what I'm saying, and you get tired, then we're like, you know, going and looking for something to leave 5 hours in, drunk in your interview, talking all crap. That's the secret ingredient to reality TV.
I would hate to know what my green screens would be. Put some alcohol for me. Oh my God.
All right. So let's move away from the show and reality TV, and let's talk about you. Let's talk about your business, Enigma Tattoo, out in Beverly Hills. Tell us all about it, the motivation behind it, why'd you open it up, everything, because I find it fascinating as a woman of color for you to be owning your own business in Beverly Hills.
It's an accomplishment. Clap it up.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I've been tattooing my entire adult life. I started when I was 18 years old. I started in my dorm room when I was studying math, and just choosing tattooing as my career. I just always knew that I wanted to do it at the highest level. Like since I started, my brother got me Kat T's book, and that was when I started tattooing in my basement. And just doing research on her and her career and her starting just like I did, and then becoming a millionaire.
Yes.
From there, I just strive to, you know, follow those shoes. Like I want to be a millionaire. If it's possible, I want to do it. So it's okay. I'm a tattoo artist now. What steps am I going to take to get there, to get to where I want to go? And everything from there, I felt like once I put my heart into it, set my mind on that, God has just been leading this journey. So it went from me starting tattooing in the basement to my dorm room to dropping out of school to do it, to working at 9 Mag, to getting a TV show. Oh, what's next? What's going to get you closer to those M's? Sunny LA, you know, it's like where you can take the entertainment business to the next level. So now, not just being a tattoo artist anymore, you know, now I'm put on television. I have to make the most out of this opportunity.
Yes.
And with the platform that I was given, I felt like it was just time. And so I moved to LA just to, you know, make the most out of the TV opportunity, because we all know that window is super small. So it's like, let's see what else comes from it. You know, maybe acting, maybe beauty, maybe fashion. So that's what prompted me to move out here. And it took me 2 years. I've been out here for 2 years for it to set on my heart that it's time to open a shop, because tattooing is your foundation.
Yeah.
So now with everything that I've learned about the business, and along with my talent and my knowledge about tattooing and just everything together, it was like the perfect time and location. So I found the spot, and everything from there just went kind of smooth. It took 2 years, though, of being out here. It didn't just happen overnight. Like when I moved to LA, I fell on my ass, but it took time to, you know, bounce back and figure it out.
Oh yeah, it's a process. It's a process with anything you do. I'm just saying, like, to have it here, standing today, up and running. You know, for you to even be on the show and saying, "Listen, I have Enigma Tattoo in Beverly Hills up and running right now."
That's dope.
Yeah, this is goals.
Yeah, it feels amazing. Like I feel like I have my purpose back. You know, like we all got lost in reality TV. You know, but and then even tattooing at the house or just moving around, you know, tattooing in hotels or going to people's crib, like there's not the same confidence behind it, you know? So with my skill set and everything, having such a beautiful location that is my own, it just like, I feel like I found myself again, you know?
Yeah.
Definitely not easy. I'm learning day by day. The plumber just pulled up right now because the bathrooms are flooding, but you know.
Oh boy.
And that's some of the challenges you face with having a business. So when it comes to a tattoo shop, like what are your tattoo shop? What are some of your future goals with being an artist and managing the tattoo shop?
That's a good question. I'm kind of focused on like short-term goals right now. Like my first goal, in opening it was finding, amazing artists. Like, I don't want anything mediocre. I want super talented artists, and I've been able to, work with amazing artists that aren't just tattoo artists, they're also painters and that's just falling into place. So it's like I want to have art shows together and, just really get our name out there and really, show the world what Black tattoo artists could do.
You're
like,
right.
There's not many, and but they are out there. You know what I mean? So I just wanted us to come together and just do amazing things in this beautiful city. And then from there, another goal or dream of mine would be to, get back into TV and, showcase what we're doing in a positive light. Like everything has its drama and its conflict and ups and downs. But I think that, what I'm trying to do here is I think people will want to see that. So everything that we did on, Black in Chicago and that experience that I was able to have with that platform, I would love to have something like that here, to showcase what is going on here.
You hear that? VH1, BET, Bravo. You hear that?
Okay.
We need a spinoff of Enigma Tattoo Beverly Hills because first of all,
put it
Beverly
in the
Hills
air.
is a hot spot.
Keep that same energy.
That's right.
That same energy.
That's
there
right.
We go.
Maybe I'll put the word in for you, Kat, and I'll try to make some things happen for you in Cali. Okay?
No dressing got the
Thank
hook
you
up.
so much.
I will get the hook up for you, and we will make it work.
What feedback would you give people, period, whether they're young, older, women, men? What feedback would you give them when they're interested in starting their own business?
My biggest thing would be make sure that it is a lucrative business. Like, when I started tattooing, like right off the bat, it made sense for me because I was making money.
Right.
And then from there, I think that you should just sharpen your craft, whatever it is that you do, just work on being the best at it, stay focused. And I think when you are starting your business, as long as you have the plan and the knowledge and everything, I think that one of the biggest things that worked for me is to not be afraid to take those risks. Like every risk that I have taken has paid off. The first one was dropping out of school, and I'm a big advocate of education and everything, but that was a big risk that I wanted to make for my business as a tattoo artist. And then another risk was jumping out there and quitting a TV show, moving to a new city, and then taking the risk to open up a business. So it's like if you want to win big, you have to bet big, and really, really believe in yourself.
And you said it, risk.
No risk, no reward.
Exactly. If you don't take a risk, you're not going to make it.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Speaking of business, I love shoes. And I'm not even ashamed to say that I have a subscription to Shoe Dazzle and Just Fab. So you have partnered recently with Shoe Dazzle. Tell us about your experience with them because I love Shoe Dazzle. Like, no lie.
Yeah, my experience with them has been absolutely amazing. And just like I said, with moving to LA, it was like, okay, take things to the next level. Like, I know that I'm not just a tattoo artist. Like, I know that, I want to get into this fashion because I feel like, I can resonate with the audience that I have, you know? So, Shoe Dazzle was like a dream brand for me to work with, like I had a Shoe Dazzle account, what I'm saying? All my friends do. It's just like my style. So for them to take a chance and believe in me as someone bigger than just a tattoo artist and the Shoe Dazzle girl, they call it, like it was just a huge blessing and it's been paying off. Like the collection of shoes that we have are so cute. All my friends love them. All my followers love them.
I know I do.
My collection has been doing very, very well. So it just feels good, that they believed in me and took a chance and just to get my style out there. It's a huge blessing to work with such an amazing brand.
Man, that is so dope.
Yes, it is.
That is really dope.
I love it.
Of course, my co-hosts don't know nothing about Shoe Dazzle.
I know everything about Shoe Dazzle.
Oh, you do?
Oh,
all right.
I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing about Shoe
I
Dazzle.
shoes from Shoe Dazzle, but I see commercials all the time.
Are you sure you don't have shoes from Shoe Dazzle?
What kind of shoes would I get from Shoe Dazzle?
You get you some stilettos.
I might be gay, but I'm not one of those.
I don't know.
I have my limits, and it's not 6 inches off the ground.
I don't know nothing about shoe dazzle. I get my shoes from Sneakers, the app.
Okay.
With the Nikes and the Jordans like that.
And we're
That's
gonna go ahead
me.
and change the topic because she don't promote.
I know what she don't promote, Justin. Anyway, so my question is one of the last questions we have on the interview. What are some suggestions and feedback that you would provide to anybody out there who's aspiring to become tattoo artists?
Okay, well, I think that the main thing is to, if you're a great artist, you're a great artist, right? If you're not a great artist, first and foremost, you should work on being a great artist. If you're a crappy artist, you're going to be a crappy tattoo artist. And then if you have the skill set, I think that, like I said, I started just in my dorm room. It was not the professional way to start. I wouldn't recommend anybody start like that, but I think that you should find an artist that you look up to, and apprenticeships are not easy to get. Like you don't find them. People do not want to hand out apprenticeships, so you have to just kind of finesse, like I did, and stack up your coins and go and book appointments with any artist that you want to learn from. That's the best way that you're going to learn from an artist, is if you actually get in their chair and get some work done by them, because you get to study their work, pick out their technique, and get to pick their brain. And they respect that more than you just walking in the door asking you to teach them how to tattoo.
Right.
So would you say that process, as in getting started, finding apprenticeships, is that the hardest part of being a tattoo artist?
It's very, very hard, especially if you're a black tattoo artist, just to be straight up.
Yeah.
Yep, you got
I
to
can only
force your way
imagine.
in.
See, this is why I like interviewing people, because they bring that part up about being black or being a woman or just man. You know what? So let me ask you this: as a black tattoo artist, what has been some of the struggles that you have seen throughout your journey?
I would just say, like, I started in Columbia, Missouri is where I went to college. So that's a real small, little town. And it's crazy too, because people say I don't even look that black, but I'm black and I feel black, right? So like when I first started tattooing my dorm room machine, I remember taking my machine into Google found like the best shop in that town. And I brought my machine into that shop, and just when I walked in, I just felt like, I don't know, it wasn't the most inviting, and that is just kind of like what I struggle with a lot of tattoo shops. It's like, they're very, very tight knit, and didn't really want to expand or offer any they didn't want to like help, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
That's just probably like the hardest part of that. Like, people think that black tattoo artists have a reputation of being scratchers and just tattooing in the kitchen and stuff, but there are really there's so many that have formal art training and are really, really talented artists that want to be better, but it's hard getting that foot in the door. And you know what I mean? It's like they want to help each other and give apprenticeships to each other, but for us it's kind of like, okay, you got to find another way. Look, let me go in here and book an appointment so I can.
Right.
I've read that doing tattoos on darker skin, primarily African American skin, is completely different and a little bit more difficult than doing it on white skin. Could you corroborate that? Is that true, or?
Yeah, it's absolutely. It's like, okay, if I'm gonna give you a piece of white paper and I'm gonna give you a piece of brown or dark brown paper. Yeah. Which one are you gonna draw on? You're gonna draw on. The pencil that you use is gonna show more on the white paper. Right. But if you have experience with dark skin, like, most of my experiences with dark skin, I tattoo mainly dark skin. We know techniques and everything, and just visually how to make something stand out and look good from a distance. You can't use the same techniques that you would use on a piece of white paper, So on dark skin, I just go bigger and I use way more contrast. You know what I mean? Sometimes you can't fit all that super, super tiny little detail. It's like you might want to hold out on some of that on darker skin. And that style, actually, when you go bigger and do a lot of contrast, I kind of carry that style over to lighter skin now. And it kind of just, you know what I mean? But you just have to know how to work with it and know what's going to look good on different skin tones. It all comes with experience.
Nice.
All right.
I think I want her to pop my tattoo virgin cherry.
Yeah, well, you better have that tattoo virgin cherry money.
That ain't that bad.
Excuse
I
me.
have 8 tattoos.
I
I'm
have
addicted.
HR money.
I need more.
yeah,
Don't play with me.
We did talk about this off air. You got the HR money.
And let me say this before we go. Can you please drop your social media for all those who are watching the show right now live, both your personal and your business social media?
Yeah, my personal one is Kat Tat Girl. Everybody thinks it's Cat a Girl, but it's really Kat Tat Girl. KATTATGIRL. And the shop page is Enigma Beverly Hills, and there you can find all the other amazing artists that work here and just keep up to date with what we got going on.
Awesome. Y'all
Yeah,
heard it.
right.
Yes.
Kat Tat Girl and Enigma Beverly Hills. Check her out. If you haven't seen her on Black Ink Crew, you probably are crazy, first of all, because she's on multiple seasons. And that's why you're watching the show right now.
Y'all got it on demand. Y'all can watch it.
But go back and watch it. It's on YouTube. It's on demand. VH1 on demand. You got it. She is, first of all, she's beautiful.
Oh,
Let's be
yes.
honest.
Yes.
She is
Gorgeous.
drop dead gorgeous in all of her photos. And I
Thank
just
you.
admire you in many different ways. So kudos to you. For being a
Yes.
beautiful
Thank
woman.
you.
Thank
Yes.
you for
Yes,
talking
thank you
with
for
us.
being on the show. Thank you for going out the box with us. It has
Yes.
been a pleasure.
We had a wonderful interview, Kat.
Absolutely. Anytime you guys want me back, I'm here. This was so much fun. I love the questions you guys asked, and looking forward to talking to you guys again and seeing you when you come to LA.
Yes.
Yeah.
You got it, Kat. We'll hope to see you very soon, and
That
you
sounds
have a
like it's gonna get
wonderful night. Yes.
Nice.
Okay, you
She has to get back to her business. Yes.
Right.
Take care now.
Thanks, Kat.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
So everyone who is tuning in, we're actually about to wrap up the show now. Out the Box Radio.
Already?
We had Miss Kat Tat,
Yay.
Katrina Jackson.
You are now tuning into Out the Box Radio Show. Entertainment at its best. Hot topics, games, and unforgettable interviews. Welcome to the show.